Greetings everyone and welcome to another episode of Swamp Fox MagFed. I hope you guys are having a positive and productive day and you are ready to dive into another video. Today we've got something a little special for you. We are going to be doing a box mag conversion for my EMF100. We are going to follow Nightmare's instructions on YouTube from Nightmare Paintball, and he seemed to have good success with it, so we are going to follow exactly what he said to do and see if we can't get this thing working. Now, I do have a MCS box that I use, and it's not too bad, but it would be really cool to get this thing working, and so that's what we're going to do today. So, according to his video, the main things that we're going to need is the box rotor. And then, I've already kind of disassembled this, but we're going to need a donor loader as well. I ended up getting a brand new LTR from Dye. I tried to find one used, but at the price they were going for, it just made sense to get a newer one. So we've got a brand new LTR loader that we're going to be using as a donor body. So, the first things he recommends is you want to remove the motors from both of the loaders. So, when you go ahead and do that, you've got the dam box motor that looks like this. And then you have the LTR motor that looks like this. Now, I took the batteries out of it just because I don't store my loaders with batteries in them, just so it doesn't cause corrosion or anything like that. So there will be brand new batteries in this. I just took it out for this segment. But for step one, we're going to remove both of these. Now, what we want to do is basically we're going to just be swapping over the springs. Now, if you look at both of these, this is the tension screw from the LTR, and this is the tension screw from the rotor. They look to be the exact same. Originally, I was worried that maybe you could get these two confused, but if you hold these two up together, they are pretty much identical. Now, the big difference you're going to see is in the springs. Now, if you look at this one here, this one is a little bit longer. This is the one that comes from your LTR. And then if you look at this one here, this is the box rotor spring. Now, if you look at the two side by side, this one is a little shorter and it's also a little beefier. And so this is the main part we're going to want to swap. And so as soon as you take out the tension screw here, you'll have access to both springs. And what you're going to want to do is just swap the springs over. So that way you get your box rotor spring in the LTR motor, so you'll get it feeding without needing to hook it to Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and do that now. So in the video, he tells you to switch this over. We're going to reinsert it here. And then we're just going to tighten this thing down. He recommends doing it 1 to 2 turns past flush. And then you're going to have to do a little bit of finagling just to make sure that it is feeding properly. So we're going to go ahead and back this out to flush. And then for good measure, we're just going to go ahead and do 2 full turns and go from there. And what I'm also going to do as well is I'm going to take these other tension screw and spring and put it back in here. That way we don't lose anything. But I'm not going to tighten it up all the way because I don't want to mess up the spring. So once you've got that tension spring back in there, let's go ahead and put some batteries in it just to make sure it works. Now, according to everyone I've talked to who's done this conversion, the biggest thing you'll need with these is new batteries. Fresh batteries at every use is going to give you enough juice that you won't have issues. So that's what we're going to do. Got some fresh Energizer Max batteries that we're going to throw in this bad boy and give her a test. Put these fasteners back on so everything's secure. Actually, I can probably get this one a bit tighter here. Cool. Motor's running. So far so good. So next up, let's go ahead and reinstall it into the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this back in the tray, like so. Put this guy back on here like so. And then, there we go. Now, like I said, I haven't had the best luck with this before, but hopefully we've got the parts to make it work. So everything, as you can see, is back in there like it would from the factory. And let's go ahead and get this thing on. And voila, let's test it again. Everything spins and moves. And then we go ahead and insert it into the box. So now we're gonna go ahead and test this out. We went ahead, he also recommended too, removing the ball T-tent, which we did. So that way it's just got a nice straight feed to it. And he also said that the tension screw is where you're gonna make your adjustments. So if you are breaking paint, it means you have that tension screw too tight. And if it's not feeding, it means the tension screw is not turned up enough. So we may have to finagle with that a little bit, but let's go ahead and get some paint in it and see how she does. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this thing. So I just put a tank that I have air in on the bottom. Let's go ahead and air this thing up. Let's attach the box. Voila. And then let's put some paint in here. This paint's super old. Truthfully, I don't even know what event it's from. It's from a little bit ago, but we're gonna give this a test and see how it does. So the good thing is I have the lock bolt system in here. So before we even get to shooting this thing, we're gonna get a good idea how well it's feeding. So let's go ahead and turn this on, and you're gonna see that indicator light up. Cool. So I don't know if you could see that, but my stop shot is engaged, which means there is a ball in the chamber. Perfect. Okay, so the stop shot worked. I don't have a whole lot of paint. So, yeah, it works so far. Not a bad test one. So I didn't have a whole lot of paint, so it looks like, yep, that last little bit I had in here was just enough to keep it coming through the top, but not enough to feed it fully. So I would say that's a pretty successful test. We'll have to take it out to the field, so that way we can get a little bit more of how it runs throughout the day. But looks like we got a successful box mag conversion. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope this helps you guys out if you're looking to do one of these yourself. And if you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below. As always, if you can, like, comment, subscribe, it all helps. And we will see you guys on the field. Actually, side note, real quick, we are going to be at the NXL Philly event this weekend. I'm going to be helping out Team Dynasty, running and working in their pits. I'm super excited. Hopefully we can see the boys in blue get another win. But if you're going to be at the event, leave a comment below. Let me know. Come say hi. I'd love to see you and enjoy some paintball together. So without further ado, guys, have a positive and productive day. Thank you again so much for all the support, and we will see you on the field.